Ripple is on the move. The past 48 hours have really seen the biggest in XRP gains that we've seen in a long time. And the big question that's out there is whether or not we're seeing a moonshot. XRP has moved from 27 cents, actually around 26 cents, to 47 cents, which is more than a 20-cent movement. And this is just in really the past 48 plus hours. That's more than a 79% increase. In the past few weeks, we've seen some really big news coming from Ripple, but is this movement that we're seeing FOMO, or is it based on something a bit more substantial? The 24-hour volume has been steadily increasing. I know yesterday it was hovering around 600 million, and on Twitter we're talking about whether or not this was going to increase over a billion. Right now, as we sit, we're at $1.87 billion in 24-hour volume. This is Jeff with the HODL Report. I'm not in my normal recording studio area, in a different location, but join me today on today's video as we talk about the XRP pricing boom of the past 48 hours. There's for sure a little bit of FOMO in the air with an increase in XRP 24-hour volume, and really a smaller increase in the overall cryptocurrency market cap. It looks like we're seeing a lot of movement away from some of the other cryptocurrencies and going into XRP, which is still very significant. And that's building on the confidence in the XRP cryptocurrency from those that might have been Bitcoin maximalists or whatever other maximalists. So there's a trend that seems to be developing here. What's very interesting is that something somewhat unprecedented is happening, and that is that the market is moving with the increase in the pricing of the XRP. So XRP began its marginal rise from around 26 cents to about 32, 33 cents, then pulled back to about 31 cents. But what we saw after that was that the entire market began to react in turn. Bitcoin saw some smaller gains. Ethereum saw some big advancements. Stellar saw also 16, 17, 18% growth. So we're seeing definitely some big moves, and the movement seems to be transitioning with the XRP movement. So we saw a big sea of red, and everything's now moving into a sea of green. Now, this could very well be an indication that XRP is getting ready for a much more significant transformation of a decoupling from Bitcoin. So are we at this point in time, as this decoupling might be taking place, and it really looks like it is, that XRP is now able to see movement on its own. But the big question right now is, are we also going to see a flippening between XRP and Ethereum? Can XRP take the second spot, and can it happen in the short term? And the reason why I say that is because in overall market cap, Ethereum is sitting at $23 billion. XRP right now today is sitting at 18.72 billion. So we're not that far away from where Ethereum is, and a potential flippening. Now, XRP was really, again, the first to rise on positive news, and then the rest of the cryptocurrency followed suit and really followed in the wake, or followed in the shadow of XRP, which really has some great significance overall. And I think that's where we're seeing a lot of people jumping ship from other cryptocurrencies into XRP. And soon we'll see more momentum and more movement from outside as we see a significant increase in the overall market cap, in the overall cryptocurrency market cap, and as we see more volume trending upwards on the XRP. Now, XRP is really proving that it can trend positively on its own, even when the entire market was struggling. So again, when we saw the market in red, we saw XRP making a positive, and this is really a big change. I know in the past, when there was positive news, everybody would talk about the fact that XRP would either stay stagnant or there'd be a setback. Now, over the past week and a half, 2 weeks or so, we have seen one major announcement after another. News just seem to be falling out of the sky, one after another after another. And these are all big developments, and very, very significant. Big developments, big announcements. So we saw the Japanese payment app MoneyTap that actually connects over 60 plus banks announced that it was going to be using XRP. That's a major development. The National Commercial Bank in Saudi Arabia joined the RippleNet. Now, the National Commercial Bank in Saudi Arabia was actually the first established bank in Saudi Arabia, and joining RippleNet is a big deal for the entire community, but also for the Middle East. So, are we going to see a trend now of other banks in the Middle East joining in with the RippleNet program? And I believe that with this major bank coming out of Saudi Arabia and this major news coming out of Saudi Arabia, the rest of the Middle East will begin to follow suit. So this is definitely a big deal. Now, they're not using XRP. They're not going to be using XRapid, but the XRapid system isn't ready yet to be implemented. So this is another big name for the Ripple ecosystem, for the Ripple solution. And then directly after that, we saw the PNC Bank, which is a top 10 bank in the United States, announce that it was going to be using, and it is using, RippleNet. So that is another major development. And then earlier in the week, we also had another major announcement. So here we have two major banking systems that acknowledge that they're going to be using or are using Ripple. And then right before that, we saw the big announcement that Ripple was going to have XRapid going live very soon. Now, as we all know, XRapid is the liquidity source, the liquidity solution that will be tying in with XCurrent, and XVIA is the total Ripple solution package. So these major announcements of banks joining in on the heels of XRapid announcement, or the Ripple announcement that XRapid is going live, has even more significance, I think, than everyone is realizing, or maybe not, because XRP is really beginning to boom. So I believe that people actually do realize what this significance is. There's definitely a little bit of FOMO here, that goes without saying, but it is undeniable that the real world utility and major expectations of real success from Ripple and soon to go live XRapid is pushing the XRP to new gains. The question that's open right now is, how much higher can XRP go? We may see, and we might be in for a rocky ascent. There might be some bigger ups. There might be some downs. We might see some news to the contrary. But otherwise, everything is so positive right now that I recommend that you grab onto something and you get ready for the ride, because I believe this ride is going to be tremendous. Now, just remember that Ripple is bringing revolutionary change to the world economy right now. Ripple is tackling cross-border payments at an exponential pace. Ripple, with its complete solution, XCurrent, XV, and XRapid, is so much more than Swift. Swift is just a small component in the stepping stones and in the stepping, or the building blocks of what Ripple really will be for the world monetary system. And I truly believe that we will soon begin to see the full extent of the Ripple ecosystem as it reaches out and it expands through the global monetary system. We're just now witnessing the beginning stages. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Now, a quick disclaimer before signing off: I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice here. All opinions expressed on this video and on this channel are strictly my own opinions. If I am going to give you any advice, then let it be this: do your own research, invest only what you can afford to lose, invest only what you yourself want to invest in, and don't buy or sell based on the FOMO or FUD that's spread online. And with that, I'll see you on the next video. The next video I'm preparing is on XVIA, so stay tuned. That one is going to be releasing very soon. And in the meantime, keep hodling your crypto. Keep hodling your XRP.